everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to the Pixie Palace. And today we're here for the weekly Oracle card reading for September 3rd, 2022. And as we're entering a new month, we're also entering a new season. Even though it may not feel like it, I'm doing this on September 1st and it's supposed to be 101 degrees today. There is something totally wrong with that.
What the hell is going on? Like, I'm still in shock.
But as we go into the autumn season, it's really going to be a defining month. We will be having the full moon, which is also known as a harvest moon, on September 10th. And that is the time where we're going to see a lot of our things that we've been working on come to fruition. We'll start seeing the rewards of all of our hard work. Now, some of it may be just glimmers of it, and some may be full blast, right on, obvious rewards. And it's really going to be an exciting time because, of course, as a human being, we're always encouraged to see what we're doing is working and that we're bringing in better things. And it's really good to keep in mind, even though we're seeing some of the fruitions of our labors, to keep going, stay the course. If it's working for you, definitely don't deviate. Now, if you're in a stagnant energy right now, if you're doing something that maybe previously was working, but is no longer really vibing the same way, definitely take a look at that. That means something needs to be changed or tweaked or maybe thrown away altogether. It's nothing wrong with starting over if you need to. But it's also knowing the discernment as to whether you need to scrap a whole thing or just need to fine-tune something. We really have to look within ourselves to see what the best decision for us is, and also not to be influenced by outside sources. We are the only ones who knows what's best for us. Yes, we can seek help from others. We can actually consider different perspectives, because sometimes that will help us look at something in a new way that's needed. But ultimately, when it comes down to it, trust your intuition. Trust what feels right. Do what's best for you and discard the rest, basically. So as we're going into this reading, we are going to see what the universe has to say. And I have a feeling it's going to be quite an interesting reading. There's been a lot of changes going on in the world as well as all of our lives. And I think it's all for the better in the long run. So get your cup of tea or coffee. I'm about out, so I need to make some more. And let's get into the reading. And welcome to the card reading portion of the video. Happy September. It's amazing how fast this year has gone. And now we're starting to enter into autumn, which is one of my favorite seasons. I decided to light this candle that I normally lean the cards against. It's a vanilla birch and it smells wonderful. So I thought that would set the tone for the reading, as well as mixing up my crystals a little bit. As you can see, I still have my little cat and my little bear. They're rose quartz, my favorite crystal of all, including my labradorite heart. That is my first crystal I received as a gift from a friend of mine, and I still cherish it to this day. So as we get into the reading, I'm using my usual deck, Oracle of the Fairies by Karen Kay, and we are going to see what messages come through this time around as we begin the new chapter in 2022. Okay, these are the cards that came out, and it really tells a story just from a first glance. We have Transformation, Abundance, and Journey. These cards are going to be very interesting as the story unfolds. So let's start with the first one. The first card is Transformation. This fairy tells you to surrender to a transformation in your life that's happening for your highest good. Embrace your transformation. The best is yet to come. This is a beautiful card because it really gives an energy of embracing the process you're going through right now. In whatever life situation you're in or whatever walk of life you're coming from, you may be in a state of a little bit of frustration, maybe a little bit of stagnant energy. But do know that this is not going to last forever. It's usually when you're about to transform into a better energy or some sort of change in your life. Transformation is a beautiful way of really honoring where you're at, how much you've accomplished in the past, and how much more you have to learn in the future. And being in the present moment, when you take a moment to recognize this, you really start empowering yourself, because we're all in a different journey. We all have different lessons to learn, and we also have different joys that make it all worthwhile. So, like a butterfly coming out of a cocoon, your transformation is a beautiful process. You may not feel beautiful right now because you're kind of going through what we call the ugly duckling stage. And you may be facing a hard situation, or grieving someone you lost, or even facing obstacle after obstacle where it seems relentless. But do know this is happening for you, not to you. When we start thinking of it in that mindset, everything starts to change. We always start seeing the teachable moments, the things that we can really get out of, even in a negative situation. Now, it doesn't mean that it's going to be any less difficult. Maybe it's still a little bit frustrating. Sometimes that's the only way we can learn. Us humans don't usually like to take the easy route when it comes to learning something. We tend to become stubborn, go about our own way, and that's what free will is all about. We have that choice to embrace something that's trying to teach us something, or totally ignore it. And when we ignore it, we tend to hit more obstacles, because the universe is trying to show us what we're supposed to learn, but it just brings back that lesson in a different way. I really used to be a little bit fearful of change, because to me, it was giving up the things I really love, or giving up that comfort zone. But when I realized transformation is inevitable, change is the only constant that we have. But when it's really in my best interest, and it allows me to become a better version of myself, it really opened my eyes to how beautiful the process can be. So you may be facing something huge, or you may be seeing this in just subtle ways in your life, especially this coming week. But do know that it's okay to surrender to that. Do the inner work. Keep doing what you're supposed to be doing. But let go of what that change is supposed to look like. And let go of feeling that you're not enough, because you are enough just by existing, just by being. Everything else is icing on the cake. The second card is abundance. Prepare yourself for incoming abundance. Release any mental blocks you may have. In fairyland and humanland, there is enough abundance for everyone. This is a very valid point. In this message, the emphasis is on that last statement. There is enough abundance for everyone. Unfortunately, a lot of us grow up in the social conditioning that we have to run the rat race, compete against one another, buy things or do things to keep up with the Joneses, really hustle and hustle all the time in our business life and our personal life just to get the piece of the pie. Well, guess what? That was social conditioning altogether. There is enough abundance for everyone, because that's how it works. We may see someone who has all this money, all this fame, or what have you, but also we start feeling like, oh, I'm never going to get that. Or even if we don't care about the fame, but just even the money, we're like, oh, if we could just have a portion of that, everything would be okay. And then we start feeling like, oh, we'll never get that unless we work ourselves to the ground, never take breaks, be ruthless, and all this. And while I'm seeing that attitude starting to soften in the world, a lot of us are starting to understand that's really not the truth. There still is a lot of that out there. There's a lot of greed, a lot of fear of missing out, the FOMO mentality surrounding abundance. And when we are in this state of fear energy, we actually close the door on receiving more abundance. And muddled up with all that, some of us are feeling insecurity in ourselves, that we're not worth receiving abundance, blah, blah, blah. It just goes on and on. And what this message is trying to tell you is we have to work on ourselves in order to receive abundance. We have to prepare for it to come in. Because if we don't allow ourselves to feel worthy or to release any negative, toxic feelings about ourselves, the abundance that we receive will be very minimal or not for our highest good. When we start asking ourselves why we feel we aren't worthy to receive it, that's when we really start getting down to the soul work, to unlocking our highest potential. So remember this the next time you think, oh, I can't have that. It really makes a huge difference in when we shift our mindset. A lot of things start happening for the better. And it's exactly the same with the transformation. Spirit wants to bless you with abundance. It wants to bless you with health and money and comforts and feeling the joy that you can get out of your life, doing what you love, being around people you care about, being in that love relationship, if those are things you're looking for. Everybody's different. Everybody has a version of abundance. And also be happy for others who actually do have abundance. Be genuinely happy, because if they can have that abundance, so can you. Yours is coming. And when we are genuinely happy for one another, that's another ripple effect in the collective. Other people start feeling true joy, whether they realize it or not at first. But if you really look at it in hindsight, you'll notice how much everything affects everything else. Abundance is your friend, is not against you, is not abandoning you. It's right there waiting for you to let it in. Blah. And the last card, Journey. It's time to prepare for a journey. It may be impromptu or planned. Either way, make sure you're ready when the time comes. Pack your passport now. And by the way, if you need to update your passport or any travel itinerary, this is the time to do it. Journey. Well, it could be an outward journey as far as going on a vacation. Maybe you already have a trip planned or thinking of traveling somewhere. It could be a place on your bucket list. It could be to visit family or friends. Or it could even be a local staycation that maybe you just want a little bit of a break from the everyday life. And I really think it's interesting because this has a very spontaneous energy. Even if you have your trip planned, there is some spontaneous energy that's coming through. And that means letting go of any structured travel plans. Once you get to the location, allow yourself to be spontaneous, to go where you want to see new things, whether it's sightseeing or visit with friends. It could be trying some new food or new music or festivals, just everything, or just meeting new people. And some of us like to travel in solitude. It may be going somewhere. Like one place on my bucket list is Sedona, Arizona. I haven't been there yet, but it's supposed to be a beautiful, beautiful city. And it's very, very high vibration. It could also be an inward journey. It could be taking a journey with your inner child and allowing your inner child to come out and have fun. Really, the whole point of this is to embrace where you're at, enjoy your life journey right now. And whether it's going on a trip or traveling or just enjoying the journey you're in right now. It's really amazing when we stop and really appreciate what we have, where we're at, what we've accomplished, or doing something new, that like taking a class or going to a community farm, or just doing something fun that you've always wanted to do but never really had the time. Make time this week. Even if it's for an hour, a couple days a week, do it, because there's no perfect time to do these things. So why not do it now? because it really makes life richer, it makes life more exciting, and it might also give you the break that you really need. And when I mentioned an inward journey, it may be also doing the shadow work. Maybe not the fun stuff that we like, but it will be all for the best, because after we take this journey, we'll come back to what we're trying to do in our lives and what value we're trying to put out there. And we'll really start feeling in our own alignment again. We'll look at things with fresher perspectives. All the positive things we've been trying to manifest in our lives will start coming through. We need to take a break sometimes, because sometimes in that is actually productive, that's restorative, that re-energizes us, and it refreshes our minds and our hearts. Well, that is the reading for this week. What a beautiful, powerful one that was. I am really, really super excited to get into the first week of September. I know it's going to be a good one, and I'm feeling a lot of new energy coming through. So I really think that a lot of us will have some new epiphanies and new beautiful experiences to celebrate, as long as we keep showing up every day and keep working on ourselves. If you like readings like this, please feel free to click like and subscribe. It helps the channel grow, but more importantly, it gets those messages out to those who need to hear them. And as always, take a look at my community tab. I'm constantly posting content there, whether it's about the channel or even giving shout out to others. And sometimes I have some funny little things in there as well. And I want to thank you guys for your love and support as always. It's so appreciated. So which card resonated for you this week? Feel free to put a comment below and share which one really resonated for you and why. Let's start a conversation, and who knows, your comment could really empower someone else reading it. So as we end this reading, I want to wish you all a very happy week. Happy September. Let's make this a wonderful month. Keep going for your dreams and always know you are enough. Until the next time, to know yourself is to know your truth. Namaste.